Yo, what's the dealio, man? Listen, you already know I got a straight banger for you today, all right? So look, this is the Small Account Challenge video update, right? This is week 4. And we're going to break down this last week, and then we're going to go over if I'm in anything, right? And if I'm looking at anything for next week as well, right? So this week, I took it light. And the reason why I took it light is because we had FOMC this week, right? So I want to talk about this real quick first. So we had a Fed rate decision that was coming in this past week on Wednesday, right? So when you have a big news catalyst like that, sometimes you don't know which direction the market is going to go, up or down, right? And so if I'm swing trading in a small account, I got to be weary of that, right? I got to be cautious of that because I don't want to just be like, okay, they said that they was going to cut the rates, so let me just get in the calls. It don't work like that, right? It don't work like that because what happens is they could have had the pricing baked in, because if you look at the charts, IWM actually hit all-time highs, but stocks didn't like just go absolutely bonkers on FOMC day. Now, SoFi went crazy the next day after, but the other stocks, like some went up, some went down. So it was kind of like you don't want to get caught up trying to predict everything, right? So I was in one trade from last week and I cashed out on it, and we're gonna talk about that. I'm kind of mad about it, but we still took a W. And then I entered into another trade. I entered into it on Thursday or Wednesday. And so I like the setup, and so I like how it looked, right? So we're going to talk about all of that. So we got into Lyft last week. And this is one thing about swing trading that I like, right? You don't have, like, I'm doing this very, very, very passively, right? I got my other accounts, I got my day trading account, all of that stuff, but I'm doing this very, very, very passively. I am not day trading out of this account, right? I'm doing this intentionally as well because I wanted to have a small account that I could just passively grow. And I need you to understand that the banks are not going to give you, even if this account only, let's say it triples in a year, which is ridiculous, right? That is still more money than the banks can give you, right? So you got to understand, if you could 3x your money in a year, that's excellent, right? Because if we started with 20,000, I mean that was a 3x, that's 60K, right? But we're gonna do way more than that. But I just want to give you guys the perspective, right? And sometimes when you got a small account, you're gonna go up, you're gonna go down, right? Things could get blown up, technicals can get blown up, or you could maybe say, okay, I'm gonna get a shorter term contract because it's a little bit cheaper and the risk to reward is there, and then the stock doesn't hit it by that expiration date, and now you gotta, take a bigger L than you want. So those things do happen, right? On the journey. So I just want to make sure that I'm being open, and I'm also giving you guys insight and game on that when we're talking about a small account, right? So we hit Lyft. We hit Lyft this week, and so we hit them right here. So we hit Lyft. This was the only trade that I cashed out on this week, and it was like I got out at like 20%, right? At 20%, and I was in that trade for a couple days, right? So let's go to this, and I'm gonna break it down, and then we're gonna go to the charts, right? So I'm gonna go to, there we go. So this is the spreadsheet, right? So right here, last week we had a W last week as well, and then we had this week, right? And we got into Lyft. Got in on the stock price at 1850, and then the contract price was 113. Okay, I had got the October 3rd expirations, and then we sold out at when the stock price was 1920, and then the contract price was 134, right? Entered in on the 12th of September, which was the previous week's Thursday, I believe, or no, it was last Friday, and then got out on Monday, right? When the market had opened, I got out probably like the first like 30 minutes or so, after about 30 minutes, because it looked like it was coming down. So so that's what we did right there. Now we back at 457. And then once this next trade closes out, we'll be back, and then we're going to be, profit onward and upward for sure. But I wanted to take this week slow because I wasn't trying to do too much. I didn't want the news to, mess up one of my trades or something like that. So I wanted to focus on day trading this week, right? Because I wanted to trade day by day instead of trying to hold something and then having certain things get blown up, right? Because it happens every week. So that's the risk of trading sometimes when you're short-term trading. All right. So now let's go to the charts and let me guys show you what we did. All right. So with Lyft, this was last Friday, right? Let's go to the daily chart real quick. So this is the daily chart right here. And as you can see, on Friday, right? So we had a little pullback here, right? So we had a little pullback here. I got in on a pullback right here, okay? And as you can see, it went from here, $18.60, all the way up to $23, okay? So that's what the charts look like on a daily time frame. Now, I always say hindsight is 20/20, right? You're never gonna get everything 100% correct. So when I got in, go to the 30-minute. So last Friday, I took entry on Lyft, right? I took entry on Lyft right here, right? So I had took entry. This was at, what time was this? This was at 9:30. Actually, no, it was a little bit later. It was around the same area, but it was a little bit later. Yeah, because it was closer to market close. On Fridays, I like to enter into swings at whenever I enter into certain swings, I like to enter into those swings towards the end of the day. All right. So because I'm looking for a particular candle to close. And so I don't know if that candle is going to close on that, if it is the middle of the day, right? Because it could look like it's going to close on that candle the middle of the day, and then the end of the day is completely different. So I like entering in the swings at the end of the day because I'm going to know exactly what that candle is telling me, right? That candlestick. So I actually entered in. It was around the same price, but yeah, it was like right around here, okay? Like right around here. And so I took entry on Lyft right here, closer towards the end of the day, when I knew that the stock was gonna, where it was gonna be closing at, right? So I entered in right there on Friday. And then on Monday, they were up a little bit right here at 1883. So I was like, okay, that's a small little gap up. And then I was like, let me let them run, right? Let me see what's gonna happen. I was already anticipating a pullback throughout the week because I was like, we're probably gonna pull back before FOMC and then go higher. So that was my thinking, right? I was like, that's what the market makers are probably gonna do. So Lyft had ran up here, right, all the way to 1955, and I was like, okay. And then it had pulled back right here, okay? So I was like, okay, it's pulling back right here. It's probably gonna reject, come down, and then it's gonna push up to go higher. So I ended up getting out right here, right? Because I was like, okay, when it does pull back, it's gonna come below 1850, which is my entry price. Then I'm gonna re-enter, and then it's gonna go higher, right? That's what I was thinking. Because on the daily time frame, we go to the daily time frame, and where we at? May 25. All right, if we go to the daily time frame, when I'm looking at the daily time frame, I was like, okay, We probably could come back to retest here, right? Because we were here and it was looking like we were rejecting right here, right? Because look, we had a high right here from the previous week at 1934. We went up a little bit to like 1883 and we had rejected right there in the beginning of the day. So I was like, okay, it's gonna reject here. It's coming down and it's gonna come all the way down to this level right here at 1813 and it's gonna retest here and then it is gonna bounce up, right? And so that's what I thought, and that's why I got out. So I got out at about, it was like 19-20% on that one. But as you can see, obviously, this was on Friday, it went up and then it just ended up, it ended up blasting off, right? It ended up blasting off. So this was Friday and then it blasted off. And as you can see as well, this was on Monday, yeah, yep. And so as you can see as well, let's look. If we go to back to the 30-minute time frame, and we're at right here, okay? So look what happened. We came up here, we had gapped up. So they had some news, right? Lyft had some news after this day. So they came up, I got out here. Then they ran up the rest of the day, came down a little bit. The next day, when they were at 1985-ish, 1990, they ended up gapping up all the way to 20. Well, they came up to 24, but then they opened right here at $23, right? So that would have probably been like a 200% trade. And then it came down here, stabilized, came down a little bit, right? And then it's just been like chilling around this area right here. So I thought it was gonna come down first before it went up. So I'm not mad at it, but I'm like, yeah, could have held longer. But that's what I mean when I say that this stuff is hindsight 2020. When you're looking at things like, and the charts are already done, it's always gonna be hindsight. So I would rather take 20% than lose 50% because I'm trying to be greedy, right? I'm not a greedy person, right? I'm not a greedy person. I'm not a gluttonous person, right? When you think about it psychologically, people who are greedy, they always end up screwing themselves over because what happens is their gluttony makes them sick. It makes them always trying to get more than what they need, and then something happens and then they end up losing more than what? If we're talking about trading or think about food, right? Gluttonous people that just always eat and they get overweight and obese, what happens? They end up having to go to the hospital, they get sick and all these other things. So I try to control my gluttony, my financial gluttony, and my greed, right? It's okay to get money, but I don't want to screw myself over because I'm only trying to hit the big wins, right? Because I'm a firm believer, if you make 20% a day or 20% a week, no matter how long it may take, you will get where you want to go, right? So yeah, I didn't hold the bag on that one. Definitely could have got more out of that trade, but it's all good because I was doing what I thought was best for me, right? And so now we got into last week or this week, we entered into a trade. We got into, where we at? We got into this right here. We got into this Chewy call, okay? We got a Chewy call. I got the next week's contracts, and I got two contracts because the contracts was 70 cents each, right? So 73. Now, here's the thing. They were at 90 cents. I was up 23%. I tried to get out and I couldn't get filled. So I just said, I'm going to wait until it comes back up, right? So I'm in a Chewy call right now. Now let me show you their charts and I'll show you exactly what I saw and why I'm in this Chewy call. Okay. So I'm going to pull up the Chewy chart. All right. So I'm going to pull up the Chewy chart and I'm going to show you guys what's going on here. All right. So this is core weave. All right, so here's the Chewy chart, right? And we go to the daily time frame. All right, cool. All right, so we got Chewy. Now, Chewy has a gap to fill all the way up here to $41, okay? This is the risk to reward that I like to see. Now, they started filling the gap here around $37, $38, right? $37. But we have a gap to fill all the way up to 41, okay, $41. So Chewy could go from 41 to $38. Now, on Thursday, was it Thursday? On Thursday, they ran up, okay? They ran up. And then they came all the way up here to 38.92. That was when I was up 23%. And I was like, I'm going to take profits. I couldn't get filled fast enough. And then it came down, right? Look what it did on Thursday, right? Right here. You see how it came up here and then it rejected? That was a harsh rejection right there. I tried to get out. I couldn't get filled. And then it came down. So I was like, I'm just going to chill. I'm going to hold it. I'm not going to panic out because I have next week's expiration, right? And then the next day, it kind of chopped around and then it recovered nicely at the end of the day right there, right? Now, if you go to the daily time frame, we got a 3 bar, that's bullish, and then we got a 1 bar as well, right? Now, look at all these buyers right here at the bottom here, the bottom here, and the bottom here. These are a lot of buyers right here. Sellers stepped in, but the buyers was like, nah, we ain't taking that, right? So now we're on a 1 bar right here. That's a consolidation. So on Friday, Chewy consolidated. That's a 1 bar, that's an inside bar. That means that on Monday or Tuesday, sometime this week, I'm looking for a retest here. And if we break above 38.92, then we could really be going up to like $40 and then try to really fill this gap right here potentially next week, right? So I held on to it. I stayed in the play. And right now, currently, where are we at with it currently? Right now, currently, I'm down 31% on this trade. But I'm okay because I see where the charts are at and I see what's going on with the actual charts. All right. So we're in Chewy right now. We're holding, have this week. I would like to see them retest that 38.90 level and then break past it and maybe like 39.50. We could take exit depending on where we're at on the charts and what day it is and stuff like that. I might hold it. It may fill that gap this week. We're going to see. But Chewy is bullish right now. It's looking good on the charts. So I'm holding and then we're going to cash out on that. And then this week we don't have FOMC or anything crazy like that. So we're going to get some good moves. And I'm feeling good about the week as well. All right. So that is the small account challenge update. I like to make sure that I'm being thorough on these videos and I'm not just throwing out some mumbo jumbo, just saying stuff, right? So I hope that helped and I hope that you guys got value out of this one right here, okay? So like I always say, make sure you get up out of your head and go get into this world because your head is a dangerous place to live, all right? And also remember, y'all, the more you study, the less you worry, all right? You guys have a great day. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow on tomorrow's video as well, all right? Y'all stay smooth, man. Peace.